I'll be sorry to see you leaving us, Billy. Everyone here at the Institute has so enjoyed your company, but we all knew this day would come. We just didn't know that it'd be so soon. You must be pleased with your lawyer's efforts. He sounded quite pleased that the court upheld his petition of appeal, citing some obscure case from the 1930s. Though I don't pretend to know that much about the law, we can both feel vindicated. The system does indeed work. It saddens me to have to say that this will be your last stay with us. However, with the judge's reduction of your term on that technicality and Dr. Reynolds' testimony stating your competence, there's no more to be said. The 6.5 years you spent here at the Institute went by far too quickly. Tomorrow, you begin a new life. An officer will pick you up and take you to the courthouse to sign the final papers. Unfortunately, I must warn you, Billy. There are forces outside that don't wish you any kind of happiness. They might even try to bring back some of your bad dreams. You won't allow that, will you? We both know that you're not the same person you used to be. You are cured, Billy Kincaid. Others may not want to believe that, but the staff and I have always been impressed with your model behavior. Always the gentleman. Yes, your time here has been so rewarding, so uneventful, so therapeutic.
So convincing.
Sir, please keep your voice down.
Before you go, the judge wanted me to remind you that you're not to have any contact with the dead girl's parents. I have assured them to put their worries aside, and that they will have your full cooperation. Do you understand, Billy? Billy! Yes. Well, looks like you're overwhelmed by the whole procedure. That's perfectly understandable. I must admit, this was all rather sudden for me, too. But we are all satisfied by the end result. So, I guess that just about wraps things up. Dr. Reynolds and I will have our reports available in the morning. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock sharp. Is there anything you'd like to say, Billy?
I don't care how satisfied everyone is. That man's a friggin' sicko! Slaughtered the kid so bad it took 6 experts to finally identify the girl. We nailed his ass for just the one murder. I'm not happy, Twitch, but it's the only time we caught him flat. Just look at his eyes! And tell me that man's cured.
Time. Tomorrow, it becomes my friend. Tomorrow, I live again. I've been such a good boy, always doing what I'm told, always being a gentleman. But I never forgot, never stopped thinking about it. Yes, I've been so patient and understanding. But it was well worth the wait. I remember those good times. It was all so simple, so easy. The children do love their sweets. So do I. I like lots of variety. Terry, Stuart, Peter, David, Susie. I hate that I didn't get all of their names. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. But I know the number 27. Those were such Fun times I will never forget. Not ever.
Ah, Billy. Nice to see you smiling. Glad you're so happy about your impending freedom. I'll say goodbye to the staff for you. Oh, do me a small favor, Billy. I'd like to see you clean-shaven tomorrow. That growth is so unflattering.
You scream, I scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Huh? What the hell was that?
Just a little rhyme Billy taught everyone while he was here. Rather cute, don't you think?
I don't find anything cute about that walking butcher.
I assure you, Detective, the psychiatrists have all agreed.
Screw your psychiatrists! That man's a freak! And if you think that sitting behind locked doors for 6 years is a cure, then you guys are even bigger idiots than I thought! What he did to little Amanda Jennings wasn't an isolated event! Over 20 kids disappeared from his town! I didn't see that in your report! You don't think he's cured! You're just too damned afraid to be around him anymore!
I'm sorry you feel that way, Detective, but you can punish him only when he's been convicted. You are familiar with the concept of law, yes? Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have patients waiting.
The law. It's something Detective Sam Burke understands far too well. In his 16 years on the force, it's been the only constant in his life. Rapists, junkies, wackos, murderers. He's shared hundreds of evenings with all of them. Some nights gave positive results, others went deadly. He lost a partner to one of those. But through all the obscene situations he's been sucked into, Burke's never lost sight of what matters most. The law. To uphold and protect. To protect and serve. At all costs. He has never wavered.
Cripes.
Even to the point of feeling strangled by his own moral convictions. For the umpteenth time, he curses himself and his occupation. Morals have become only a career hazard. He's never made room for obstacles. Yes, he's courted the law. Unfortunately, it hasn't always been a blissful bed partner.
And in New York, Jeff Pittman, attorney for convicted child killer Billy Kincaid, was finally successful in his attempts to mitigate Kincaid's sentence. The original 22-year term was reduced to 10 years. That, combined with time off for good behavior and time served, make Bill Kincaid a free man tomorrow. It was nearly 8 years ago that a jogger in New York City found Amanda Jennings' body under the George Washington Bridge. The 8-year-old girl was the daughter of former Senator Paul Jennings. Jennings' high-profile extramarital affair tarnished his re-election bid a year earlier. Some sources felt that his more traditionally oriented former supporters and law enforcement gave the matter less attention than it warranted.
Believe me, it was one torrid love affair. Senator Jennings and Marla Fleet were the talk of the town during his re-election campaign. Voters didn't want to hear about budgets or taxes. They were more interested in the steamy details of how Senator Jennings swept the former Miss Universe off her feet. Mix in an extremely vengeful wife, and the media had itself a feast for months. The story that made the rounds at the time, that the former senator's raging hormones led to less of an investigation of his daughter's death, is truly disturbing. These wags imply that while Jennings wasn't much loved while in office, the dry truth behind his downfall may have led to inadequate information reaching the interested parties. As a result, Billy Kincaid received a 22-year stretch instead of the life sentence without parole that the public so dearly wanted. Surprise, surprise! Kitty Killer Kincaid free to walk the streets of the Big Apple. We've been favored with yet another awe-inspiring ruling as the courts allow this child murderer his freedom. After pestering the judicial system with his whining and appeals these past 5 years, Kincaid's lawyer finally got what he wanted. Another psycho ready to roam Central Park. Oh joy! Oh rapture! I feel safer already! Come on, folks! I hate repeating myself, but I'm not sure anyone's listening. Look at it the way I see it. Kincaid's lawyer did us all a favor. For the past 6 years, Billy's been hidden from us, but now we have an opportunity. I guarantee that he was a lot safer on the inside. My only wish is that someone breaks his back. Hello? Are you listening, Mr. Shadowhawk? Queens. Night has enveloped a small suburban neighborhood. Among the homes swallowed by the darkness is Wanda Blake's. She is wife, businesswoman, mother. It's this last role that occupies her time now.
Oh, you poor little angel. Fell asleep right on top of your toys. I don't know where you get all that energy, but I never wanted a docile little girl anyway. Though at times it would be nice. Now your mommy and daddy can have some time together. There you go.
She stands at her daughter's cribside for nearly 10 minutes, smiling down at the child she thought she'd never have. Her only regret is that her baby is growing up very quickly. She prays she will remember this time, this joy. As she leaves the room, Wanda whispers a small wish.
Dream well tonight, my sweetheart.
I don't know why my blood boils every time I think of Kincaid. You'd figure I'd be over this guy after 6 years! But I've got to tell you, Twitch, he did things to the Jennings girl that were beyond belief! Her teeth pulled out by pliers, and maggots dropped into her cuts, and... hell, you've seen the report.
Yes, sir. As you know, I have quite a large family. You ought to come by the house. My 7 children are very precious to me. What Kincaid did is unfortunate. However, his constitutional rights must be upheld.
Yeah, I know. I get reminded every time I walk through that door.
Well then, may I suggest, sir, that we simply keep a very close eye on Mr. Kincaid following his release.
You know that Chief Binks took a chunk out of me for that trip we took to the Wingy Institution this afternoon. Doesn't want me taking out some personal vendetta on the taxpayer's nickel. Can you believe that? A friggin' Sanders kid gets sliced into quarter-inch cubes and we can't be bothered? What's a psycho gotta do to get our attention anyways?
Like our friends in the legal profession, I pride myself on finding loopholes, sir. So I was wondering, if you're free after work for the next 2 weeks or so, if you'd like to join me in my new hobby, midnight stakeouts. Just a couple of pals doing a little male bonding in the same neighborhood. By coincidence, as a certain kid killer. What do you say, pal?
Twitch, I like your style!
Thanks, sir.
2 days later.
You scream, I scream. We both screamed for ice cream.
Mister!
Although she won't notice, today little Shirley Johnson will be getting served by a new vendor.
Hi. That sure is a pretty dress you have. So pretty that you get a free popsicle. Go inside the truck and get your favorite.
Really?
Sure. Take all you want. Get the best flavor.
Gee, thanks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I just love doing finger painting. It's all fun. But what's a party without a few friends. Maybe tomorrow we can go find us little male friend. Might liven the place up. What do you say?
What, sweetie? Boy, are you full of beans today. Hope you were a good girl for Mrs. Palmer. How was she today, Pam?
She's always good, Wanda. If I had more kids like her at this daycare, it'd sure make my life a whole lot simpler. You're gonna have to give me the recipe to those happy pills you give her.
I miss you, Mama. Yeah, we're very lucky. She's been such a good baby for us. Although, to tell you the truth, when I found out I was pregnant, I'd have taken anything that came my way.
Well, you've both been great parents so far. Harry's been just an amazing dad.
Dad?
The name tears through Spawn's heart like a bullet. It's a name that he so desperately wanted to be called during his life with Wanda. Now he knows that will never happen. What makes it worse is that he can't blame the devil for this one. Even before his death, he'd been cursed. So he continues to watch from a distance as the woman he loves, his wife, plays gleefully with the child conceived by her current husband.
I'm gonna get you. Mama, stop.
After a time, he retreats to a place where he spends his nights, lost among lost souls.
Oh no, you slay me. And that ain't even the funny part. When Johnny called me the destructor of society, I about peed myself. So I say to him, Johnny, old son, how can I bring down society when I can't even speak Japanese or French?
Tonight, these outcasts of the world have banded together for companionship. A few laughs, a few slightly exaggerated stories. When all the cheap wine has vanished and the fire has started to die out, these temporary friends huddle together for a few hours' rest, trying to escape the ghosts that haunt them. For a short time, sleep is almost a curse. Almost.
Cripes. Damn bum's blocking another alley. Always slowing us down. I got a robbery in progress and I can hardly see where I'm going. So I'm gonna run these losers out of town.
Jeez. Come on, George, slow it down a bit. You're driving like a lunatic.
Joey? Hey, Joey, come on, man. Stop kidding. Joey! God.
Holy, look what they've done to him. Those damn cops didn't even slow down. Plowed right through where he was lying.
I told him not to sleep under them boxes. But you know how Joey was. You couldn't tell him nothing.
This ain't got nothing to do with Joey. Them bloody cops don't give a crap about us. We ain't even worth breaking for before they run us down. Supposed to be protecting the law? Ha! They break the law every time no one's looking. And they ain't protecting us from squat. Them buggers call it justice. Well, look at this. Running down an innocent man trying to find warmth from the wind and letting this Kincaid fellow go after killing babies? This ain't justice. That's nuts!
Kincaid? Free? Already? He can't. Damn. Keep forgetting 5 years have gone by. Good. I won't lose out a second time. I remember Jennings hiring me to kill Kincaid. Said he couldn't stand to see his ex-wife suffer. Even though he wasn't with the government anymore. He knew what I was all about. $1 million for the hit. No one was to know about it. Nothing I couldn't handle. Figured I could retire a bit sooner from all the garbage I was dealing with at headquarters. Wanda and I would have been set for life. Unfortunately, Jennings still had plenty of enemies' information. By the time I located Kincaid, the cops had beat me to him. The sick part was that Kincaid was smiling more broadly than the cops. I didn't understand that. Why would he be laughing? Even during his trial, he had that sickly smirk on his face. When the judge put him away, he laughed again. Why? I found out 2 weeks later, in an abandoned shack in Northwest Virginia, were remains, multiple bodies, all kids, all so mutilated, we never did get a final body count. That shack belonged to Billy Kincaid. We had enough to get him 10 lifetime terms, but suddenly things started disappearing. Files, photos, containers. Finally, the shack where we found the evidence blew up. Not burned down, but blew up. Nothing was left. Our proof of untold deaths was gone. But the real kicker came later. My boss, Jason Wynn, told everyone involved to just drop the case. And they did. No questions asked. Jennings had some very powerful enemies. People who would hire a psycho to kill a little girl. It was only one of the 1,000 reasons why Wynn and I fought, so I put it on the back burner, biding my time. Meanwhile, I had nothing to show for my efforts. No case, no killer, no money. I could have used the cash. Man, the things I wanted to give Wanda. Instead, I caved in, turned the other way. I always said I'd find some answers. Now's the right time. I need a distraction from this craziness I've been going through. Something to stop this insanity.
So it begins. A new purpose has been given to the helter-skelter life of the Spawn. This former mercenary has a blemish on his record. He means to clean that up. Is it a decision born of logic? A dead man's affairs being put in order? No. This is the rationale of a hired gun who's back from the grave. With all that's wrong in his life, the only way to take his mind off things is with work. For an ex-government assassin, that means danger, fear, death. His adrenaline is pumping already.
It's too bad it took us a couple nights to track Kincaid down. The bugger's probably been scouting the neighborhood already. At least we'll get switched to the graveyard shift tomorrow. Ain't gonna be a heck of a lot of kids out at 2 in the morning.
Yes, sir. For tomorrow I've recruited one of my kids to walk up and down the block as a little bait for our good friend, Mr. Kincaid. The missus would kill me if she knew.
You know, Twitch, somehow this whole thing isn't quite right. We've got a killer living free, out on technicality, and I've got to sneak around trying to keep an eye on him. Even Senator Jennings.
Former senator, sir.
Whatever! Even the former Senator Jennings doesn't seem alarmed by this. No parents, no judges, no cops. No one's paying any attention to this. I'm not even married, let alone a friggin' parent, and I seem the most outraged by this. I can't even vet my stupid morals! By the book. My whole career's been built on those 3 words. Yet here I am, hiding in the shadows!
Sir, all we can do is lead by example. That some people choose to follow bad examples isn't anyone's fault. For example, I have 7 children. If one of them turns out to be a criminal and the others don't, was I a bad parent? I'd like to think the answer is no. It doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I could at least say I tried my best. No more, no less. This stakeout is our way of doing our best.
We're not breaking the law, sir. We're just giving it a helping hand.
I hate nights. No sun, no kids, no fun. Tomorrow, I'll go out and play, but I need to find some excitement tonight. Now let me think.
He's at it again. It doesn't matter who he takes. He doesn't care whose kid it is. It could be anyone's.
Oh, Billy, that's a good one.
Even Wanda's.
What?
Sir. Looks like we have a visitor. A caped one, no less.
A cape?
It seems someone wants to play. Perfect timing.
Let's go! It's that mafia killer! What the hell is he doing here? Don't tell me he works with Kincaid!
Come out, wherever you are.
No more.
Hurry, Twitch! Get the door! I'll cover! Cripes, the chief's gonna kill me!
I scream. I scream. I scream.
What the?
Sweet mother! What's happening here? Check the house, now!
A quick search reveals evidence of another child's death.
Damn it, this is all wrong.
Later, at police headquarters.
Got enough stuff to put Kincaid away again. That pig'll fry this time. Now all we have to do is find him. And that Cape's freak. Don't know what his connection is, but I'm going to find out. Now we just have to get the chief to consent to letting us hunt Kincaid down. Circumstantial evidence doesn't really thrill him.
But if the chief doesn't go for it, are we on our own again, sir?
No! We do this by the book! I already bet the rules on our stakeout! I can't make any more exceptions!
Fortunately, some can.
Boys screamed, and girls screamed. So I made him scream, and scream, and scream.
Sicily. The morning routines are interrupted by an unscheduled demolition. However, it comes as no surprise to this Italian island's business district. In fact, all parties concerned were given nearly an hour's notice. The message is clear. Mess with the mafia and they'll mess you up. The military has been called, of course, but there's nothing much to be done. A multinational firm had refused to cooperate on all levels, so the crime cartel decided to do some leveling of its own. All they needed was their one-man wrecking crew.
I love this job.
In whispered voices, some call him overkill. It has to do with his tendency to go beyond the necessary means. As he emerges wraith-like from the flames and destruction, his name becomes an understatement. He's done his job. Time now to go home.
He's still coming! Fire!
The army has dealt with overkill in the past. That's why they've arrived with enough firepower to engage an enemy battalion. Today's engagement, though, is also a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Overkill cannot be damaged. The message finally sinks in.
Now what?
Try running. Too slow.
To the Mafia, this is the perfect employee. One that does his job with enthusiasm. Service with a smile. What more could you ask from a hitman?
Get out of here before I get mad.
Hurry! Get the cannon in position! I didn't want to have to put this into action, but he's left me no choice!
Sergeant Iko, that thing can wipe out 2 city blocks. Better hit him the first time.
The point becomes moot as Overkill leaps high into the air and comes crashing down, directly on the KP-211 AF Force Special, aka the Silver God. There are reasons why the Mafia is able to hold on to power.
I got it. You want it? Let's deal. Here's the scoop. I might know where you can find that dude who's been acing your Italian bosses. Pierce says they all had their hearts missing. Sucker plays for keeps, eh? Anyway, I think I got you, man. Freak wears this weird outfit all the time. Kinda corny. But he's definitely not one of us. He's always hanging by himself. Never says a freaking word. So I was thinking, give me something I'm looking for. And tomorrow we can swap goodies. What you say, fellas? 10 ounces of your best powder at 8 p.m. tomorrow, and we're in business.
Cut the crap, Freddy. You'll get what you want. Just tell us what we want to know. And make it good.
Yeah, okay, I trust you, fellas. Dude's living all over... Hey, you guys gotta smoke. Damn lighter.
Freddy!
Yeah, okay. He's been living with the old geezers back of 42nd and 6th. He moves around a lot, though.
The boss will be very, very happy with you. I'm sure he'll send flowers. And said that our target hangs out somewhere in that area at night. We did a little checking of our own at Port Authority. Looks like Freddy was giving it to us straight. Still, don't make no sense why this guy don't have a regular home.
Maybe he's some psycho hobo out to get back at society.
Boys, it's obvious there's more to our mystery man than meets the eye. Anyone who can inflict the kind of damage he did shouldn't be taken lightly. So we won't. I want you two to make sure this job is done quickly and quietly. The other Dons are waiting for results. Make sure we never hear from this man again.
Yes, boss.
Oh, another thing. Make sure he suffers before you kill him. Then, bring me his heart.
Yo, Al, why you always sitting by yourself? We diseased or something? Come on, man. We ain't here to get you. We're just here.
We don't care what you're running from. Hell, we all got secrets. I got stories that'd chill your blood. But it don't do no good to keep rehashing the past. Surviving's what we're about. But in the meantime, we can give each other company. For most of us, that's all we got. We don't care where you been, or how you got there, or even why you wear that outfit. We just don't want you to be afraid of us.
Incredible. Extending their trust to an intruder. How basic their lives have become. Warmth, food, companionship. They won't allow my or anyone's self-pity in their domain.
This alleyway's their castle. The least I can do is learn to live by their rules. Gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'd like to share a story with you.
It's a story that ties directly into a small family dwelling nestled among the classic trappings of suburbia, USA. The location is Queens. The occupants are quite typical. A mother, a father, and a baby. Whee! The love shared by these three helps keep the fabric of society tightly woven. Unfortunately, this joy is born of tragedy. That tragedy had a name, Al Simmons, aka Spawn. His widow, Wanda Blake, has believed him to be dead for the past 5 years. But while she was shattered by Al's untimely death, she found the strength to move forward. It was this kind of courage that caused Al to fall hopelessly in love with her.
Ready?
Now she is remarried, and love is once again part of her life. A whole lot of that love comes from Cyan, her baby daughter. Though at 15 months, she's hardly an infant any longer. Running, screaming, singing, long periods of silence are a thing of the past.
Oh.
And Wanda wouldn't trade it for anything. The greatest gift of all, a child, has finally been given to her. And her new husband. Not only is Terry Fitzgerald a good father and caring spouse, but he was the best friend of Al Simmons. If anyone could take care of Wanda better than Al, it would be Terry. This makes the situation even more tragic. Should Al intrude, leave Wanda to live her new life in peace. Here we go! Whee! Neither choice will bring happiness to all involved. Until our hero reaches a decision, he'll be haunted by this no-win situation that's slowly tearing him apart. In a ghetto of displaced humanity, behind Port Authority bus terminal.
This is going great. We've left a trail even a blind man could follow. Don't know why this hero's so attached to these bums anyways. Guess he likes hanging around crap. You know what I mean? Excuse me, loser. May I have a word with you?
What?
Oh, smart ass, huh?
This is a riot. A couple more and I guess we can sit back and wait for the Cape Dude to show. How many is this now? 4?
5. But who's counting? I'm glad you can laugh at this, Tommy. I learned a long time ago you can't take any of this personally. You know what I mean?
Yep.
'Cause who wants to take their work home with them? I'd rather watch football. Suck down a few beers. Relax. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we'll take care of this hit tonight. Report back to the boss on a job well done. Then go find us a couple of broads. You up for it?
Yup.
Huh?
Your friend is dead. It's just you and me, coward. I want to know who's after me, and more importantly, why. You know what I mean?
So we agree that more drastic measures are appropriate. Good. You've all heard of the agent I'm referring to. Tino said that he's available for this special assignment, both as a favor to us and for a 2% cut of next week's take. A fair price. Now, let us vote. Do we continue letting some back alley hero keep killing us? Or do we dispose of the parasite?
Whack 'em. Whack 'em. Whack him.
Dispose of him.
Whack him. Kill him.
Whack him, sir.
Let him live, I say. Just kidding. Slaughter him.
Very funny, Tony. Then it's unanimous.
Very good. Then I'm sure you won't mind when I tell you I've already taken the liberty of having Overkill arrive a few days early. He seemed to be quite enthused about helping us deal with our problem. Gino told me that Overkill thinks it's a Youngblood he's after. He had a run-in with him a few years back, and hasn't forgotten how they embarrassed him. No sense in any of us telling him otherwise. Besides, he should be on his way up.
Ha! On his way up. What a sense of humor the boss has.
I know what you mean. I heard the guy's as big as a house. He wouldn't even fit through the door. Ha ha.
Gentlemen, may I present the solution to our problems?
Aye.
Word quickly spreads that the mob requests a meeting with the person responsible for the death of its 7 leaders. Added to that request is the broken body of another homeless victim. Spawn had never met this vagrant, and is not happy that all the street people are under threat by implied association. He intends to correct this situation immediately.
Scumbag. Always preying on the weak. Let's see how you deal with death warmed over.
Though he knows he's no actor, Al realizes his costume lends an element of fearsomeness. It's not much, but he'll take it.
Show yourself, if you dare.
Ha! Good one, American. I'm glad to see you weren't afraid to face me. It's admirable. And a little idiotic.
Don't puff yourself up on my account. I'm here because otherwise, you'll just continue to be bag ladies to a pulp. What a hero! You got a problem with me, then here I am! Though for the life of me, I don't know what I've done. I can see by your demeanor that you're too stupid to care about that.
With the name-calling out of the way, the 2 gladiators quickly size each other up. And since someone has to make the first move, emotion leads the charge.
Don't call me stupid. I was going to kill you quickly, but now I see there's no point in hurrying.
Shove it, you freak!
I think he's mad.
I'm not some drunk hobo that you can steamroll. Or are you afraid of someone who can fight back?
Oh, magic machines! Help me, I'm dying! I can't breathe! Get real.
Don't know why my chains did that. I didn't try to use any power. I'll figure it out later. Right now, I've got my hands full. Speaking of which...
Now you sit still like a good little boy while I rip your head off. Yeah, quit your squirming, I said.
Grab too much cape. I've got only a few seconds. Better make them count.
Now I'm pissed.
Not a duck. Now!
Do not look so confident, my friend. Such smugness has been the downfall of men greater than you. This minor setback will only make the battle more challenging.
Save it for someone who cares. A cyborg? I fought them years ago, before I was killed. But they weren't nearly as advanced, nor as deadly.
You are too slow, my friend. Your government must truly be desperate to make you one of their young blood.
What's he talking about?
Come on, Get up! I've seen no evidence of you having the power to rip men's hearts out. Show me your skills. Make my trip to America worth it. Come on, fight!
No.
I said... Fight!
No.
Do you hear me? Fight! Show me your power. Show me your strength. Let's see what kind of heroes the US makes. Ugh. Since you won't fight for your country, you can do something else.
Die!
Dead, and I didn't even break a sweat. Of course, come to think of it, I can't sweat. What a friggin' waste of time. This guy could have just been shot by one of the local wise guys instead of making me leave my assignment in Sicily. Stuff like that just pisses me off. I don't need no easy kills.
Dad? What's he babbling about? He had me cold and didn't put me away. He must have damaged his external life sensors when his arm shattered. My heartbeat probably wasn't registering. He really could have killed me. Guess I got a lucky break. Speaking of which, my right arm is broken. I didn't want to use any power with this one till I figured out where I stood. Bill Kincaid was no problem. This guy is something else. Now I've got to drain more power. Damn.
Later that night, Swan travels to an army base. His life spent as a mercenary didn't end with any shortage of well-kept secrets.
Hope they're still stored here. It's time I stopped running around with my tail between my legs and started using the skills I already have. No need to waste my powers. Didn't have them before. No sense using them as a crutch now. Ain't no one going to force me to use my powers again. Especially not some bloody cyborg half-breed. Getting tired of being pushed around. I'm better than that.
Three weeks ago, Al Simmons returned from the grave, tricked, deceived. He now lives a life he'd much rather never have started. With hundreds of questions still to be answered, the one thing he hasn't been is comfortable. His new life and powers are a mockery. Both are cruel jokes, put into play by our legendary evil. To use those powers means stepping closer to a second death. Holding back will buy him the time to ask all his questions. Unfortunately, the fates aren't cooperating. Pushed into battle against a mafia-directed cyborg, Spawn avoided use of his power during battle. However, 2 cracked ribs and a broken arm changed that. He can endure the pain from the ribs, but the arm had to be fixed. More wasted energy. There had to be a way to stop it. There was. While a government-paid assassin, he was one in a handful privy to certain details, such as the location of the right hardware to drop a cyborg, the last snap of a magazine clip for an AK-830 rocket launcher. For the first time in 3 weeks, feels the way he used to when he was stalking a kill. Comfortable. Very, very comfortable. And somewhere in hell, a childlike grin crosses the face of evil.
This should just about do it. Got enough firepower to level a small building. Or a big cyborg. Lucky for me, his external life sensors went haywire when his arm was damaged. He thought I was dead. Don't know how much more I could have taken. Though if push came to shove, I could have blown the crap out of him with my powers. Not now.
Another intrusion. Another distraction. Your presence has been detected sooner than you thought. This is the army, after all. The country's elite. You were one of them not long ago.
Get the door, Ram!
The crowbar wedged in the door won't keep them back for long.
This'll get the job done. Come on, guys, I can feel it giving. Johnson, what the hell is taking our backup so long? I told them it was a priority code 1.
They're on their way, sir.
With each crushing blow, the steel-reinforced doors offer less resistance. As hinges buckle, the Spawn weighs his options.
Probably just a bunch of kids. So killing them won't solve anything. What I needed most was time. That and a little bit of luck.
He is afforded neither luxury.
Damn it.
He curses. Not because he couldn't take on these young army brats and win, but because he doesn't even want to fight.
Freeze! Don't make a move!
That would have been a concept foreign to him during his previous life. Though he's primed for action, this is not the action he's looking for. His sights are set on a specific target. Unfortunately, getting to that target involves another drain of his powers. Teleportation. He hasn't tried it yet. He hopes it works. It does. Sort of. His molecules are ripped apart, one by one, then meshed together with the existing molecular structures present. They are then vacuumed, sucked at the speed of light, to a preordained location. Then reassembled as fiercely as they were separated. Put simply, the Spawn isn't having fun yet.
Holy Mother! I think I'm going to puke.
He melts to the ground of a deserted alleyway in the Bowery, an area that somehow draws him back since his return to Earth. This is his new home, full of garbage and crap and drunks. It serves a purpose, that of a constant. Besides, he's beginning to bond with some of his neighbors. As he thrashes, crumpled on a cracked pavement, the advantage of this arrangement becomes apparent.
Yo, Redman! Never fear, Bobby's here! You ain't looking so solid. I say that to myself. It's time for good old Uncle Bobby to weave some of his street magic. Oops. Come on, boy, a big strapping fella like you ought to have more stamina than that. Boy, when I was your age, I could pound back a whole case of suds and never burp even once. But my farts were pretty wicked.
I'm not drunk. I just need a minute to.
Sure. Look it, kid. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Some of us was built with strong stomachs and bigger bladders. Now just sit back and relax. I'm gonna watch out for you tonight.
Yeah, okay, fine.
This is why Spawn came back. Because he can be with those who care. As improbable as it seems, the bums of a certain 4-block radius have accepted the Spawn as one of their own.
Let me ask you a question, boy. Why are you always parading around in that queer-looking outfit? You decide to head to the streets on Halloween or what? How are you expecting to feel alive when you're wearing something that don't allow bottled happiness to reach your lips? Here, give me that.
Spawn sits frozen with the moment. What can he say now?
Grimes, kid. You're even uglier than my Aunt Mabel. And she was ugly!
It's obvious that these castaways gave up on judging the surface of things long ago.
No!
Come on, bud. I was only kidding.
In another part of New York, in the building owned by Mafia Don Antonio Twist, nerves are less frayed.
We are all very grateful for your assistance, Overkill. Bartino is very lucky to have you in his ranks. The damage you sustained is unfortunate, but we will gladly cover the cost of any repairs necessary. You may also have my private jet at your disposal whenever you wish to leave for your home.
I will leave when I am 100% again, not before. Mr. Bartino will not understand my accident. Though my target was far too easy to kill. It will not do my reputation any good to go home less than perfect. I hope you understand.
I do. Too bad Bartino didn't have the same compassion. If you don't mind my asking, who will you work for when Bartino dies? Hopefully not for many years. But such questions need to be asked.
And so it goes. Antonio Twist tries to swallow up more power. His nickname on the street is Dracula, because he lives to suck the power out of everyone. Exploding pain engulfs Bond's senses, rebounding in his skull like a satanic pinball game. Then, another flashback slashes its way to the surface. It's a piece of forgotten past, trying to tie together the final clues about his death. He was a soldier, a patriot. He did what his country asked and was decorated for it. As a covert hitman, his selective conscience was an asset. It was marriage, thoughts of family and future that sprouted the seeds of his doom. Increasingly, his life was filled with doubt. The perfect killer started asking questions. His life became a nightmare. He fell out of favor and was murdered. Why can't he recall his killer's face? Why is he haunted, hounded by this vision of the Grim Reaper? Then, our tragic hero is given a clue. But what does it mean?
Scum like you make me sick. Even if they hadn't paid me for this, I'd have killed you for free. There isn't any room for traitors, Simmons. We're at war. No time for morons or your self-righteous grandstanding. I'm glad they finally decided to do something about it. They were smart enough to get the best man for the job. One who can still follow orders. I'll see you in hell, bro.
What does it mean?
Stop!
Hey, bud, I said I was only kidding about your looks.
Peacefulness can be such a rare commodity.
Stop! Don't kill him!
It's been 5 years since her husband's death. Wanda Blake had come to terms with that fact years ago, but in the past 3 weeks, her sleep has been sporadic at best. She can't stop thinking of him and his tortured soul. And try as she might to hide it from her new husband, these are images she cannot endure.
Wanda! Wanda! What is it? Snap out of it, sweetheart. There's nothing here.
Don't kill him! Oh, Terry, what's wrong with me? Someone killed him. Someone shot Al. I don't think he was killed in action. He couldn't.
Listen, baby, you got to let it go. Al's dead. He died for his country. But he wasn't murdered. You said so in the past. Look, Tomorrow, I'll send for his files and check again.
That's not enough.
You see, my very existence is putting all of you in danger. Someone wants me, and they're willing to carve a path through these alleyways to eliminate me. For now, they think I'm dead. The perfect time to go on the offensive. Besides, somebody has to protect our territory. This is our home, Bobby. We can't let them take any more. I can't.
Jeez. Lighten up, Al. We don't gotta worry about him. We can just move. Wouldn't be the first time. So piss on him, I say. Let him have that stinking garbage. It ain't worth fighting for.
No, but you are. Besides, friend, I won't move. These alleys are ours. Now tomorrow and next week, they have no right, and they have no guts. This'll be easy. I promise.
So you're a regular hero, are you? Here, I figured you wore that getup because you were some kind of fruitcake.
I'm no hero.
Shoot yourself. Ain't no business of mine anyway. But tell me, son, what I've heard, it's the damn mafia that's been combing our turf. You ain't crazy enough to try and take some dudes on, are you? Are you figuring on pulling off something stupid like that?
I have my ways.
Yeah, I can see. What you planning on doing? Conquering China?
No, it's what it'll take to even a score. An eye for an eye. Time to streamline.
His cape will only get in the way now. Other than for show, he sees no reason to keep it. As Spawn walks away, lost in the clattering of guns and ammo, neither he nor Bobby notice the cape as it slithers after them. The next morning at the animal shelter near Wanda's home.
You heard me right, ma'am. Don't have anyone here on staff who fits your description. Sounds like a mighty fine fellow, though. Except, of course, about him posing as an SPCA employee. I can't approve of that part. Might have been from another district. Though that don't explain why he know about your dog.
She brushed it off at the time. But Wanda hasn't been able to stop thinking about the man who came calling about her dog. Besides, there have been those recurring dreams about Al. In some weird way, she feels he might have known Al. He seemed like a troubled individual, if nothing else. She wanted to make sure he was okay. Now she knows the nice gentleman was a fraud. But why? Maybe he was checking up on her husband. Marriage to a CIA man does have its pitfalls.
Go ahead. Get a good look. And I'll tell ya, I'm mighty proud of my ears. Sure, I've heard all the jokes. You look like a taxi with its doors open. Hey, Dumbo. Hey, Trophy Head. If nothing else, they sure do break the ice.
What? Oh, pardon me. I was thinking of something. What did you...
After 10 minutes talking about earlobes and Ross Perot, Wanda excuses herself.
I wonder if Terry's in some sort of trouble at his job. Was that guy a government stiff? Or something more?
These questions will follow her for the whole day. Nightfall. Perfect time for dead heroes to go to work.
Time to get some fast answers. That thug I took out last night killed himself before I could get any answers. Bet it won't take me long before I get some new ones.
He's right. It takes only 3 well-placed appearances to get the facts. Who sent Overkill? A man nicknamed Dracula. Now to pay him a little visit. In a midtown building, perched amid the concrete catastrophes of New York City, sits a somber figure. He considers his options, which companies to engulf, what to wear to the charity fundraiser, whose wife to seduce. These plans are made with no fear of interruption. No one has ever penetrated past the second level of the resident 12th tier security system. No one.
I need your help, fat boy.
How dramatic.
Tell your cyborg Funky I'll be waiting for him at the Emerson Piers. Midnight. Tell him we're not finished yet.
Word is sent. Though this encounter won't solve any of Spawn's problems, it will satisfy one deep need. Battle. Sometimes there doesn't even need to be a reason. Though, this time, he has one. A debt to the residents of the alleyways. Then again, maybe it's for himself alone. A purpose. A way to resume his life. A reason for hope.
Cocky son of a bitch. Hey, hero! Seems I screwed up. Should have ripped your friggin' head off to make sure you was dead. I intend to correct my oversight. Thanks for the invite. Shall we play?
Gladly.
Spawn's leap to safety goes nowhere as Overkill's hand darts out.
What's wrong with your magic chains now?
He'd forgotten about his loose hanging chains. It felt so natural to be holding a gun again that he half forgot about his new situation. He'll regret it at leisure. Right now, he grabs the closest piece of flying debris and improvises. He's gained an advantage. No reason to celebrate, though. Wounding a machine only leaves you with an angry machine. It must be terminated.
That almost hurt. You scarred me for a second time. I can't have that.
Bud, you want to see scarred? I'll show you hell in the flesh. Take a good look. I'm patient.
You look like crap. You know, the smelly oozy kind. Now I'm going to stomp you, so I can scrape you off my boot, you piece of turd.
Bad joke.
Malfunction! Malfunction! Mal!
So, who's laughing now? I fought your kind before. This is where the fun comes in.
With all the noise that's been made, he knows the authorities will be called. He needs to leave. But not before he takes a moment to revel in his handiwork. Not before he sets the timer of an electromagnetic bomb.
That should do it. Can't leave any evidence behind.
As he slips away into the night, he thinks about his home in the alley and how he'll curl up behind some rusty dumpster for a well-deserved night's sleep. A long, comfortable night.
You know, seriously, that's gotta be the worst thing that's ever happened to me. That thing coming out of the dark. To be honest, I still don't think I'm completely over it. I mean, nobody deserves that. Not even, say, somebody who did 27 kids and kept the bodies in his ice cream truck, which I didn't. And even if I did, isn't there a constitutional rights issue here? I mean, geez, the guy could have killed me. It was unreal. I've just finished putting number 28 in the deep freeze. I hear these chains rattling, okay? I turn around. There was pain. Then it got dark, and frankly, I don't know where the hell I am right now. I just noticed I'm not breathing inside this sack of syrup. So I guess I'm dead, and I've gone somewhere religious. Actually, thinking about it, this is not so good. I'm sticky. I'm buck naked. What kind of afterlife is this? I have a problem with this naked stuff, so I kill this sort of four-eyed lizard thing and take its skin for clothing. It's nice knowing you can kill things when you're dead. I just wish there were more people around is all.
Hello?
Huh?
My name's Kimberly, and I have this, eating disorder, and next thing I know, I'm a fruit growing on a tree? Has that ever happened to you? Because, something like that happened to all these people? 1 minute dying, next minute some orchard?
Outside the orchard, there's nothing but wilderness. Still, it's not like we got anywhere else to go. Jeez, what a bunch of stiffs. Kid's cute, though.
Oh, incidentally, this is Larry, Claudette, Bob, and little Jessica? And you're Mr...
Chili. Mr. Chili. Real name's Billy Kincaid. Mr. Chili's my professional name. Well, since we're in the same boat, it makes sense we stick together. I'd say first we get out of this orchard, before anything comes looking for Windfall.
This is so weird, right? Because I do a lot of channeling, talking to dead people, and none of them mentioned this.
There's 10 Deadlands, like spheres, one inside another. This is just the lowest sphere, the reception area. If you want to go higher, you'll have to climb the tower.
Oh, Lord. Look at this, everybody. He come for me. I knew he would. I went in for my gallbladder operation, and I woke up groaning in that orchard, but I knew he wouldn't forget me.
Comfort and joy, sweet and low, bright and beautiful. Who amongst you singeth these songs?
I do, Lord. Why, I sing 'em all the time.
Bright, beautiful.
Listen, I'll sing one for you now if you take me up. Oh, I look across the Jordan, and what do I see? Coming forward to carry me home.
Hey, that ain't no angel. It's got a whatchamacallit motor in the back.
It was a soul trapper from the 6th sphere. They keep the souls as pets there. It's a fashion thing. This year's singers. Last year it was acrobats.
I think about the kid as we camp down for the night. So she's a little autistic, whatever, disturbed. That's natural. Being dead is a disturbing thing. But dying's worse. I dream about it all night long. The sound of the chains, the cloak flapping, spikes, skulls. I never want to see that thing again. By my reckoning, night lasts about 3 hours before we get up and move on. The daylight here is kind of funny. No sun, for one thing. We ain't set out 5 minutes when a ray from the sky disintegrates Larry, the restaurant owner and drug deal fatality from Michigan. I mean, that's gotta hurt, right?
You don't see many of those. That was the prime monad from the highest sphere, the 10th. He handpicked souls to use the circuitry in his macro computer. Your Fred's lucky.
There's not enough of Lucky Larry to bury, so we move on. Away up the trail, Fat Bob from Wisconsin spots somebody he knows.
Hey, look, everybody, it's Elvis.
Bob, don't go near it! That isn't the king!
Sure it is. Hey, King, I was listening to an American trilogy when I read my pickup under that Peterbilt.
There's nothing you can do for him. That's a Kasugan metabuse. From the 5th sphere, they get an addictive drug rush from souls of people like Bob.
This is great. 3 of us left. The kid's a psycho. I'm getting there, and Kimberly ends every sentence with a question mark.
Oh, you see this? This is just like a lucky crystal I had?
Tell the truth, it doesn't exactly cripple me with grief when her pet rock swallows her whole, stands up and scuttles off. The kid tells me it was a soul gourmet from the third sphere. The things they say, you gotta love 'em. Pretty soon after that, it gets dark. Just all of a sudden, like how it does around here. The kid finds us a place where we can sleep and dream. A flight of bats surrounds his brow, his cloak that seethes like boiling blood. And when the great chains smash together, white-hot sparks shower down on his feet. How we died. Is that all us dead people get to dream about? I wake up in a cold sweat, and I know what's gotta be done. The kid's sleeping by the campfire. It's the only way. Get it out of my system. Stop the dreams. Look at her. Always gets me how they look when they're asleep. Little Jessica. Little angel. She ain't gotta know a thing about it.
Well, it's about time. I was wondering how long it'd be before you croaked the know-it-all little bitch. Let's you still got what it takes, Chili.
You know, for a while there we were scared you were going to wuss out on us. Great disguise, huh? I mean, flimsy, but cute as hell. I'm the Vindicator, one of the famous Fleabiac brothers. I guess you've probably heard of us. Sorry about entrapping you like that. I just had to make sure you was the kind of guy we were looking for on the 8th sphere. Hey! Where you going? Trust me, you'll like the 8th sphere. Everybody does. That stuff about it being a reeking, sulfurous torture furnace was just rumors spread by business rivals. Those soul scalpers of the second. I bet they got it out for us.
I gotta get out of here. The kid, that thing, said the only way out was up the tower. You know, maybe I still got a chance.
Boy, these stairs, huh? Are they murder or what? I'd tell them. Put in an elevator, one of them glass ones. I mean, sure it's hell, but why they gotta make things difficult for people?
I can't go any further.
Hey! No problemo! You wanna be a fur coat for some hyper-intelligent ice shrimp on the second sphere? I mean, just say and I can drop you right off. Or what about the third sphere? Honest, I understand. Getting filleted and served with the light pastry is what some guys like. I know that. I was gonna carry you if you hadn't run off like that. You ought to think yourself lucky you've been harvested by the 8th. I mean, a dead guy like you. What are his options? You're special. You're a dead child murderer, and we appreciate that in a guy. I mean, here on the 4th, you'd be a fuel rod. I seen you in action, Mr. Chili. And I gotta say, you're too good for that. No way you're gonna end up as some nose candy for some 5th sphere hippie meta squid. Or singing gospel favorites in an electrified birdcage here on the 6th. Cold terrain for us. We're more strangle them and stick them in the freezer kind of guys. As for the 7th sphere, don't ask. It's this place called Erebus, but nobody ever seen inside. We figure it's some special hell for the most damnable creatures of hell. Now this place you're gonna like. Some call it the 8th sphere. Some call it the Malbolge. But me, I call it home. Now, as it happens, the Malbolgia himself is looking for souls to join his army. Souls just like you. What's up?
This place is hot! It's burning my feet!
Oh, that won't bother you once you're fitted out in your slave's wear. Or the Malbolgia's conquest wear. Here, I'll whistle yours up. Let me introduce K3 Merlu. She's a constantly evolving neural parasite, and I think she likes you.
No! Not that!
Oh, come on. Look, I know what you're thinking. Neural parasites. They're only after one thing. But just give it a chance is what I'm saying. Believe me, I have a feeling you guys are gonna be very close. Oh, look. She's binding. I tell ya, when a gal like K3 Merlu bonds with ya, you gotta remember two things. First, it's for life. Second, it's with your central nervous system. Wow! Will you look at that saliva just dripping off her exofangs? She really likes you, I can tell. There! I tell ya, you ain't gonna get a neat designer uniform like that working in no fast food franchise. 50 years back, we had a lot of them fashion plate Nazis up here, and they raved about it. So, anyway, now you're all dressed up. Go meet your new employer. Look, the gates are opening for you.
But this isn't fair. The afterlife shouldn't be this way. Full of alien monsters, processing humans as if they were cattle, and nobody caring about good or evil.
Good? Evil? Give me a break. Like we could care less if you're coveting your neighbor's ox or whatever. I mean, we're running a business here. And I tell you for nothing, the two words carved on marble in Hell's Lobby ain't good or evil. It's two other words, and what they say is... Caca happens, little buddy. Caca happens.
Mercy, mercy, help me. For the love of God, will no one come? Will no one save us?
Hellspawn. Identification. The livery of Hell is a sentient carapace which covers the Hellspawn. Many Hellspawn are shapeshifters.
Please, help me.
Characteristics. In this manual, we shall address only Hellspawn in the worlds of the living. Hellspawn in the realms beyond are not game, and cannot be hunted unless and until a formal condition of war has been declared. Caution is always advised. Those Hellspawn in the living worlds are, however, fair game. They are the officer material that Malebolgia considers may prove worthy of high rank in the war to come. Its usual technique is to consign them to Earth with a high, although limited, supply of power.
Good day, sweet maiden. You are hurt.
I am hurt, my lord, but I am maiden no longer.
You need help.
Hunting methods. Young Hellspawn make the best sport.
It is not I who needs help, my lord, but my sister. The ogre who dealt with me thus has taken her to his cave. Great lord, my sister is little more than a child.
Where is this ogre?
Through the glen, there, in a cave, under the waterfall.
Firstly, they are oftentimes disoriented, having been kept in stasis fields for 5 to 10 years. Our opponent has found that releasing them into what is for them their near future obliterates and confuses family and emotional connections. The young Hellspawn are often confused and emotional, and respond to good or noble impulses as easily, or more easily, than they do to evil. This tendency can be exploited by any experienced hunter.
My lord, why do you cover your face?
You would not wish to see my face, sweet maiden. Your sister, you say. I also had a sister, beautiful and wise, whom I swore I would see married before I died.
And did you?
I went away for many years. When I returned, my sister was indeed married. Not to the man I would have chosen, alas. If we knew the future, well, what then?
Secondly, and more importantly, the young Hellspawn has learned nothing about the harnessing and control of its abilities, some of which, particularly those concerning transmutation and reality adjustment, it may never fully learn or control. It is a thing of raw but unfocused power, and an intelligent hunter can turn this to an advantage. As Hellspawn get older, they also get wilier and more ruthless. They also become much more careful of power expenditure, something with which young spawn are rash and reckless.
Thirdly, by destroying Hellspawn young, a hunter is performing a valuable service. Each Hellspawn is a potential officer in the army of Hell. The discovery and empowering of Hellspawn takes much energy and time on the part of the Malebolgia. Thus far, it has not created more than one 50 years, and usually not more than one a century.
At the point where its power reservoir is exhausted and the earthbound Hellspawn return to the 9th level, at this poing, they face the ordeal of the Dark Carcass.
You have not told me your name, my lord.
I no longer have a name.
There! That is the cave in which the ogre has my sister. My lord, he is most strong and fearsome.
I also am most strong and fearsome. You shall wait here.
Those who pass become officers in the army of Hell. Those who fail become food for the soldiers of Hell. Either way, the power of the Malebolge has increased.
Some older Hellspawn can become quite desperate when they realize what waits for them at the point of power depletion, and will go through quite remarkable efforts to avoid battle or any further depletion of energy.
I will come in with you. I know the secrets of the cavern after all.
Very well.
It is very dark. You are a wizard.
No wizard. Fair one, once I was a man, a bad man. Now, I know not what I am. This cave, how much further must we go?
Hunting methods. Only a hunter with plenty of time on her hands, a full arsenal, and a willingness to undergo potentially lengthy period of hardship and discomfort should even consider hunting Hellspawn. Hellspawn hunting is unlike other methods of hunting. Stalking a Hellspawn is advisable. Learn its habits. The Hellspawn, when roused, are rapid and tireless. It is wise to decoy a spawn by diverting its attention.
Oh, I think we've come far enough.
What magic is this?
No magic, little Hellspawn.
A first-hand strike will often take a spawn out. Caution. In many young Hellspawn, the carapace is more wily and vicious than the occupant. This must always be guarded against.
What manner of creature are you?
What manner of creature? Oh, poor little Hellspawn. You have been hunted. Now you'll never be captain in the army of Malebolgia. You're one more little pawn who will never become a queen. You're in the army. Haven't you ever wondered who you were meant to be fighting? Poor Hellspawn. You aren't that bright, are you?
Weaponry. A multitude of weapons can be used to weaken and goad the creature. Needlebands, Stoners, Morteliers, and Morning Star, amongst others, according to the hunter's own preferences. However, the most important weapon, and that without which hunting spawn is not only foolish, but pointless and virtually suicidal, is the lance. The Hellspawn's carapace sets up interference that will prevent the lance from activating. It needs to be close into the Hellspawn before being activated. Once activated, it sets up a dimensional resonance that will lance the Hellspawn from this level of existence like pus from a boil.
I don't understand.
If the carapace is left behind at this point, it will be in a weakened condition and easily terminated. Then all you need to do is take your trophy back and bask in the praise and admiration of your fellow hunters.
Ah!
800 years later.
Hey, mister. Not a morning person, huh? I can dig it. Just thought you'd want to know the cops was around again this morning. They was asking whether we'd seen some guy in a big cloak. They got one of, them things, you know? Artist rendition. Not a bad one at that.
What did you tell them?
Let's see. I said I ain't seen nothing. Jimmy D, he said he hadn't seen nothing. Sherlock, he's belched and made like he was gonna throw up. And Tricky Dick, he told me he's seen you alright, and for $1 he'd tell him where. So they gave him $1. He says he see you over the city every morning in a giant pink Cadillac with a big green gorilla. He told me he thinks you nest in a Chrysler building. That Dickie, what a scream, huh? I tell you, if he ran again, I'd vote for him. Watergate or no Watergate.
I'm grateful. Do you think they'll be back?
They'll keep coming back. We'll keep covering for you.
Is there anything I can do for you in return?
After what the cops did to Joey, what the mob did to Freddy, sticking it to any of them in any way we can.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
Now, Jack boy, don't be so hasty. It ain't often we have an offer like that. Say, if you could create for us maybe a crate of strawberry ripple wine, I think we can consider all debts settled.
I'm not sure that I...
You just have to close your eyes and concentrate, lad. Feel it deep inside yourself. No, not like that. You do it like that, you'll just lower your energy levels. The trick is pulling energy from your costume. It's a neutral parasite after all, but that doesn't mean you can't borrow a little energy from it in return.
It worked.
Sure it did. Hey, you know, some bums talk about Chateau Lafite, or Mouton's Rothschild, or that fancy stuff. But for my money, nothing compares to a good 1989 Strawberry Ripple. Hey, kid, you're okay.
Yeah, well, thank you, mister.
Count Nicholas Cagliostro. At your service, Mr. Simmons.
Looky, Elf. It says in the Weekly World News you just got married again.
Not me, sir.
What did you just call me?
Is Miss Gabrielle available?
Do you have an appointment?
I don't need an appointment. Just tell her that Angela's here to see her.
She said you should go straight in.
Angela.
Hello, Gabrielle. You're looking wonderful.
I'm looking almost the same as the last time you saw me. When you described me as a pasty-faced, runty little desk-bound bureaucrat obsessed with tiny details and with no prospect of promotion.
Did I say that?
Why, yes, you did. And now I'm the director of Tyrannofair. And you're still a freelancer. So this whole world is my region of responsibility since Rafaela was called upstairs.
I know.
And I'm very busy. So if you think I'm letting you get out there and make my job any harder, you'd better think again.
Oh, but that's exactly what I am thinking.
This had better be good.
It is. It's a hunting permit.
I see. Put that away, Angela. Yes, I'd heard that a new hellspawn had surfaced. It's not exactly high on my list of priorities. Okay, but none of that stalking and trailing nonsense. I can't stop you from hunting, but want this one quick and clean.
For the last time, I want to know how you knew I was Al Simmons.
Jeez, you're a good kid, but you're really not very bright. You got a way to go. I mean, I knew all about your costume. That didn't faze you. So I know about the Molibogia.
The what?
The guy you did the deal with. You know, give me back my wife and I'll serve you forever. That guy.
I see. So you know that I did a deal with the devil.
You did a deal with the devil, huh? You hadn't even stopped to think about which one.
Which one? There is only one, the devil.
You really don't get it. Listen, kid. Half the guys in this alley did a deal with the devil at some point. Their devil gave them power and wealth and love and fame. Everything they'd ever want. Then he'd get elected. And they have to be bums in alleyways for the next however long. Look, Sonny. There's a lot you don't understand about what's happening to you.
Excuse me. Can we talk?
Huh? Who are you?
Men call me Angela.
Look, Angela, if you don't mind, I'm kind of busy right now, and I've got a lot on my mind.
I know. That's how I got this close.
Hey, lady, I don't want to hurt you.
I know. I don't want to hurt you either. I want to destroy you. Please, I can't. Please.
Wow.
Hey, Simmons, that was pretty impressive. You don't often see an angel take off like a bat out of hell.
That was an angel. But she tried to kill me.
Like I said, there's a lot you don't know.
She dropped this.
Put that down! Don't touch it!
But what is it? What does it do? There's some kind of button on the side.
I said don't! Like I said, a good kid, just not very bright. Hey guys, I'm out of here. Pity. Simmons showed potential. He could have been the one.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified for more updates. Also, Follow the Twitter at Comic Dubbing. Malabulgia, just you wait.